Welcome to the CEO Global Network podcast, Eric. It is great to have you with us. Thank you so much for making the time to be with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Now, Eric, you've led Walter Capital since the founding years. And what was your original vision for Walter Capital, and how has it evolved over the past 10 years?
Yeah, when we founded Walter Capital Partner in 2015, the vision was really to create a firm that will not only provide financial backing, but also really act as a true partner for entrepreneur. I'm coming from the operational side of the business, and I've been working with private equity before joining, but on the other side. So I really knew what I wanted to be as a private equity firm. So bring more than just capital to the table. One of the things that we saw firsthand was that how our operational expertise could help businesses to navigate challenges and, most importantly, see some opportunity. When I was in their shoes for the 20 years prior to Walter, I didn't have always the proper support. And I truly believe that the DNA of being a real partner in good, but also bad times, looking for a solution alongside the management team could be a real differentiator that will set us apart from a lot of the private equity shop out there. So, long story short, I think what evolved from that was that we want to foster long-term relationship where our involvement could help companies grow substantially and also being able to adapt to changing market. And oh boy, there is a lot of changing in the market in the last 5 years. But we have done a lot of research, and at the time, the small and medium businesses and business market in Canada was a lack of support for those businesses. So this is why we decided to be in that market.
Well, excellent. And this question is kind of a build on that, Eric. So Capital Partners emphasizes both the capital side and the operational know-how side. How does that dual approach show up in your work with the entrepreneurs?
So and now our reputation is very clear. We're truly hands-on and very collaborative. We don't just provide funding, as I mentioned. Our team works closely with entrepreneurs to analyze operation, identify growth levers, co-create strategy that are tailored for each business. For example, we might help a company to optimize its supply chain, implement a new technology. I think we have done over 15 ERP implementation, for example.
Yeah.
Find a new location for a site to grow the business or rethink its go-to-market approach. So the dual expertise of both capital allocation and operational improvement means that we can support founders beyond the balance sheet. I would say that one of the comments that we receive from entrepreneurs that they really value our willingness to roll up our sleeve. You know me, John, I like to dive into the details. We really love it, and it's our passion. So, and they feel that we stand shoulder to shoulder with them during both period of growth, but also unexpected challenges. So, and I would say finding capital is not that difficult if you have a great company. Finding the right capital, smart capital, is the real challenge.
Yeah, 100%. You have experience scaling companies across a number of sectors, Eric. And is there one deal or one particular investment that you made over the time that has helped shape your leadership?
Yes, I would say that each companies or each deal brings successes and learnings. But if I have to name one, it will be my investment in the funeral service industry. It was in 2019, following my appointment as CEO of Walter Capital Partners. We decided to open the capital to other families, not only the Somers families, which is the original founding family, but also to other families desiring to have exposure to private equity. And I think we did a really good work along the way. And in 2024, we sold the business to another private equity. And I think it was probably one of the highlights of my career where I called all the families that were investor with us and say, guys, I'm sending you a check over 3 times the capital you invested with us 5 years earlier. And it was over $100 million of distribution. And since then, we have attracted more than 30 families that are investing alongside us. So it truly defined how we took I would say, family-run or family office private equity firm to a true partnership as a private equity partners. And it was under my first year as CEO. So I think this is what defines probably my leadership.
No, that's very interesting. You've got experience with Cascades, Mega Brands, and now Walter Capital Partners. What's your approach to navigating major transitions? Because you've had to navigate some major transitions. What's your approach to that?
I would say that navigating transition, whether that they are organizational, sectoral, or other structural, it requires adaptability and constant learning. If you don't have this, you'll be stuck in the past. At Cascade, Mega Brands, and now at Walter, I've found that success hinges on staying grounded in core values. You know what you do well, you know where are your weaknesses, but you need to remain open to new perspectives and external shift. So I had my share of successes and challenges during the years prior to be CEO of Walter Capital Partners, but I learned so much. I had the chance to work with incredible talent, incredible mentor. So I think that's one thing that helped me to navigate some major transition. But if you look at every major transition, whatever it's a merger, a strategic pivot, an economic downturn, COVID, tariff war, we had a lot in the recent years, right? Both are presenting a risk and also an opportunity. I obsessively try to surround myself with strong teams and really maintain transparency with all stakeholders along the way, especially in hard time. Just communicate, over communicate. That's one of the most important key. And then careful preparation, staying humble, and a willingness to act decisively, which means sometimes making the tough decision. And that's your role as a CEO. And this is what I think that allowed us to chart a clear path through change and help our portfolio companies to emerge stronger on the other side after that transition.
Well, thank you for that. I know how important the people are for you and getting the right people. And a couple of questions on that, Eric. One is, you just had or recently held the first CEO summit. With your leaders. Was there a particular takeaway from that summit that based on the conversations you had there that really stuck with you?
That the CEO Summit was a milestone for us. After 10 years leading a PE firm, it was also the right timing with all the experience and the network that we have built over the time. So, and one thing I would say that I think the most important thing that I get away from that conversation was that it reinforced so much how invaluable peer-to-peer learning is. When you witness 50 CEOs sharing candidly about their failures as well as their win, it creates a wealth of practical wisdom. It is something that is amazing. And I'm talking to you and I have like shivers about remembering that day. Everybody leaves that day fully energized and hopefully with a lot of new tools in their toolkit to face their respective challenges. I would say the event also highlighted the importance of community. No leader operates in isolation with success. And fostering forums like this, for where it's a safe place for open dialogue, we can accelerate collective growth and resilience.
Last question for you, Eric, and it stays with people, okay? What role does emotional intelligence play in leading portfolio companies today? What role does emotional intelligence have in leadership?
The role is more important than ever. Science is evolving a lot in human performance, and we have access now to many new tools to help make the right decision about talent management. Leading a fast evolving environment requires us to focus to attracting, retaining, and training these talent. This is important. Before it was always attracting and retaining, but training, because technology is shifting so fast. You have to train your team. So EQ is now the cornerstone of effective leadership at Walter. Leaders who can empathize, communicate transparently, and foster trust within their team are far better equipped to navigate adversity and seize some opportunity. It's not just about managing performance. It's about understanding what motivates the team, what motivates your partner, recognizing when there is a situation of stress, creating a culture where people feel safe to innovate, speak candidly, but even more, to feel that if they do mistakes, it's their right to play. You have to allow them to be able to do mistakes. Calculated risk, not the big mistake that's going to tank the company, but trial and error. Fail fast. This is what technology showed us. So I would say that today, in today's environment, Leaders EQ is probably a true differentiator and one of the key elements of its success.
No, absolutely. Eric, I can't thank you enough for being on the CO Global Network podcast. It's, I was really looking forward to seeing you today and having this conversation. And thank you so much. This was just outstanding.
Thank you, John. Always a pleasure to have a chat with you.
Thank you.